Radio Free Tatooine presents Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
Boshuda, fellow Holotable hustlers, you're tuned to Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast that's better than some and worse than others. I'm Sean, a.k.a. the other Sean, and sitting across the Holotable from me is John, a.k.a. the uncanny Mr. H.
Welcome.
And this is not a bonus episode.
It's not a bonus episode.
It's just an episode.
You may be expecting our next episode to be the bonus episode we referred to, but as of recording on Thursday night, it is not yet released.
Yeah. We were expecting the next one would be a bonus episode. Our whole numbering structure. Look, there are files on my computer that are named weird things right now because the episode numbers are all off. We're going to get this cleaned up. We're going to make it make sense. But no bonus episode came out this week. So we feel kind of bad for setting an expectation that something was coming out, and it ended up not coming out in the time frame that we said, or anywhere near the time
not even close. It's been a week of a lot of hey man, when's that episode coming out? I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of
So this time, what we are going to say is, instead of it will be out Monday, or it will be out today, or it will be out any of that stuff, we are just going to say it's coming. You'll get it when you get it.
I believe the way I put it is that the oven or the pie is baked. It's out of the oven. We're just waiting for Mom to tell us it's cool enough to eat.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good analogy, because it's it's just
pie's baked. The pie's baked.
Yeah. So bonus episode at some point, but for now, don't even think about it. It'll be like a little Halloween present or Thanksgiving present, or maybe it will be a Christmas present. We'll see.
We don't know. You're going to be sitting there looking at your phone. You're going to exit out of the game, and you're going to see your podcast. You'll be like, "Oh, what's that? Is that a bonus episode?"
Well,
but I cannot be clear enough. It is not this episode.
We haven't decided on a title yet, but we're leaning very heavily to one, and so we're sorry.
Yeah. You fell into my trap.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about tonight is just all the other stuff. So you've seen that IG-11 and Kuiil are coming, right? We're not going to really belabor that too much because, well, it's just a video, right? And we're a podcast, so we're not going to really describe scene by scene what happens in that video. Mm-hmm. You can just watch it over and over.
Now next week we'll probably get into more about what's going on, but maybe not. I
think so. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of we'll sees.
I know,
man. Podcasting is a complicated profession.
Is it though?
I bet. I mean, as a profession, it probably is. Oh yeah,
we wouldn't know about that
though. Yeah. So what we're going to talk about tonight is a little bit of Nightsister talk, because that's a thing. It's Halloween. This is the Halloween show, so we can't not talk about Nightsisters, even if there was nothing about Nightsisters, and there's not a whole lot. You still got to talk about them on Halloween. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Galactic Legends, Sith Eternal Emperor Super Sheev, and Grumpy Old Luke, and what they've been doing in our arena shards and our experiences there. And we're going to talk about the Mandalorian a little bit, because holy smokes, it's new Mando Day. That's what this is. This isn't the Halloween show. This is the new Mando Season 2 Day.
It can be both.
If you're listening to this and you haven't watched Episode 1 of Season 2, wow, thank you.
We're we're in the same boat because I haven't yet.
Yeah.
My wife works tonight, being Friday. It works until like 7:30, so she's not going to get home until after 8. Kid's going to be in bed. She's going to want to watch it, but I got to watch it.
Yeah. I know.
I got to figure this out. I got to piece this together because it's got to happen.
Surprised when
it's like, oh, this is amazing. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah. What?
Wait a minute. Is it out right now?
No, I don't believe so.
Did it release at midnight?
No, it's midnight Pacific. Brutal, right?
Rude.
So anyways, before we get into any of that, let's take a look at upcoming in-game events, courtesy of swgohevents.com. For a list of past, present, and future events in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, there's no better resource on the web than swgohevents.com. Now, as we launch on the 30th, we've got Imperial Fleet Omega Battle, which is one of your favorites, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then also, it's not on the list here, but it's because it's kind of like launched, whatever. Galactic Challenge, where you get to fight with Nightsisters. And I didn't even see, where is it? Is it Tatooine?
I mean, that'd be silly.
I mean, it would be, but these things are pretty
let's see,
regularly silly encounters.
It is Tatooine.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's so funny.
Yeah, whatever. So there's that. On the 31st, on Halloween, you've got Defensive Dathomir, very appropriate.
This is the way.
And a Smuggler's Run as well. Admiral's Maneuver. I always mix those up. Smuggler's Run is the mod salvage one.
Correct.
Scoundrels or Smugglers. Yeah. Admiral's Maneuver comes on the 1st. Get your Radis. On the 2nd, we've got a new Grand Arena starting and a Hoth Omega Battle. Ghosts of Dathomir hits on the 4th. Also on the 4th, a Territory War number 145. And on the 5th, we'll have Military Might, which is one of my favorites.
I like that one. It's a good one.
Military Might is the only one I can beat Challenge Tier 3 of. So
I tried out because Places of Power was today.
Or no. I don't think I can beat Challenge Tier 3. Ground War, I can beat Challenge Tier 3.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a little bit of effort into it today with beating the Places of Power.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to Challenge Level 2. And it was just taking a long time.
Mm.
It really was. And I was just like,
I can beat 2. I can't beat 3. 3 is just nuts.
I was in Phase 4, and I was just like, I got things to do.
Yeah.
It's so long.
I've been there. Yeah.
And the problem is, too, when you're using, because I was using my First Order, and Slicker, any kind of bonus turn meter reduces their health. So Hux is over here with like 2 pips of health. It was very sad for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a decent week coming up. We've also got a territory battle that we're in right now that'll wrap up this week. So we got some good rewards coming there.
That will probably actually let me 7-star my gas finally.
Oh, nice.
I've been chipping away at him.
Yeah.
And I've decided I really got to, as much as I need the gear and stuff for important projects,
Mm-hmm.
I got to contribute more to the Clone Parade, and getting him to 7 stars is a big part of that.
Yep.
For a number of reasons. So I'll have it ready for next time Black Sun Heroes. So you can count on me for more gas.
Always. Yeah. So it'll be a decent week with that stuff coming out. Some decent PvE, some good PvP stuff. We've also just received our make good on Galactic Challenge from last weekend that apparently did not pay out enough, and I kind of saw something about it, but I didn't really pay that much attention. But I got to slice up a mod. Didn't get anything good, but
I need to go through and revisit my mods. Like I really do, because for all the non-fancy mod salvage, I've got like 800 mats of everything.
Wow, yeah.
Just because mods, man.
Well, if I might recommend, I mean, it's a couple ways to do that that I do are when I get enough salvage, I blow through it pretty much, right? But when I get enough, I figure out which mod to do by I'll take all of my mods and filter only mods with a speed secondary.
Yeah, of course.
And then sort them by speed. And also put a filter on of you don't want gold mods, right? So you want a mod, or I guess you don't do a filter, but just as you're scrolling through them, look at mods that do not have speed 5 times.
Right.
So for instance,
I don't
today,
think I have a single one. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's what I do.
Well, the thing is too, I've been grinding it especially with the requirements for Super Sheath and some other stuff I'm working on to go with it.
Right.
I've got characters that they've just been hanging out with no mods on them, frankly. And introducing some new characters into my circulation for actual usage. I need to actually sit down and spend some time at it.
Yeah. Yeah,
because they have nothing on them.
You got that's part of the challenge of developing a new team or working a new character into a team is where are those mods going to come from?
Well, see, right now none of them are like critical, so they're probably going to have to be freshly sliced mods.
Yeah,
unless it changes that I need that character more urgently than I thought.
Yeah,
which is whatever possible, but right now. I got nowhere to put Darth Sion, but he's getting some mods of some kind or another.
Yeah. Somehow, some way. We modding. Yeah, so the new Galactic Challenge is Nightsisters. And I'm glad. I'm real glad. I recently, in the middle of working on Galactic Challenge requirements Galactic Legend requirements for Rey, while I was working on Rey, I relicked up my old DACA.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so anytime something Nightsisters happens, I think, oh, okay, good. I'm glad I did that. Now I feel like it wasn't as terrible of a decision. So
it's a good one, frankly. Like, I have enough Zeta mats. I should just do it.
Oh no, not just her Zeta. I've had that for a while, but I took her up to relics.
Oh right, yeah.
So I've only got her and Asajj in relics for.
I think mine's just gear 12. My Asajj is like relic 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But I just don't use her enough. But I guess I could use her more.
See, that was my thing is I feel like I do. I use her every Grand Arena. A decent amount in PvE. So, whatever. And it's fun. I like Nightsisters. I don't care if they're the top team. I like them. So
I mean, I'm a fan.
Sure.
I banged that drum for a long time.
And I got my Spirit up to gear 12 a couple months ago for
still haven't messed up with Spirit
Spirit
at all.
Hits so hard. It's hard for me to justify. I used to run Talia as the 5th and occasionally Acolyte. But
not the Initiate though. That's the important thing.
No, never Initiate.
I remember a day when you're on her.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't there am I making this up, or was there a strategy where she used her as the leader? Because she has a leader ability, doesn't she?
No, there was something weird about that, but that was...
Or maybe it was because she was in the leader slot, people would target her or something.
It was some nonsense. It was just forever ago, though.
Yeah, don't do it now, no matter what.
She doesn't. I had to check though
Gross.
because it's been so long since I looked at her kit.
She does have a Zeta though.
She does. It's a very bad Zeta. It's not the worst.
Yikes.
It's plus 30% counter chance and plus 50% offense.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's not the worst.
50%. That's something.
Okay, 50% of 2 is 3.
For her.
No, I'm just saying in general. To add 50% would only.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like an extra 50% offense on top of Talzin and.
Oh no,
Huntress?
it's not a leader ability. It's just her.
Oh my. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no. Putting 30% counter chance on Nightsisters? That might not be bad.
Sure.
But it's not the case.
Yeah. Can have plague popping everywhere.
Well, and double stuns from Daka. And
Yeah.
Ventress hits like a truck.
I like it. Yeah, so it'll be fun. We'll see what the special things are. It'll probably just frustrate me, but we'll...
Well, Tatooine's the one that adds the 2 dots every turn.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Seems like it might be manageable. Maybe. With sisters?
Well, if for some reason... I'm trying to remember because there's no way to do it that way, but... with zombie, because every time the zombie drops, Asajj gets so much stronger, right? Because once the zombies drop in at least once a turn.
And Daka as well.
Yeah, her max health starts going crazy. So I think there's something there. Although while we're on the subject of Nightsisters, I don't know if you've seen this much, because we're in the same arena shard, in case people remember. There is a person, and we faced this in our last territory war also, which is a Slicker team, but includes 2 Nightsisters.
Oh, yeah. I don't mess with them. I can beat it, but I don't mess with it.
It depends. Like, you have enough AoE, like Whirlwind probably does pretty well against it.
Not really, because Whirlwind, when all 5 are still standing, it splits it between all 5 of them, and it usually, or no, not Whirlwind. I'm sorry, her ult, and that zombie's always got the taunt up.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
it's
have to
Slicker.
use Jedi Knight Revan to be able to focus on someone else.
It's Supreme Leader, Hux, and usually I think Sith Trooper, and then Daka and Zombie. So with Supreme Leader, anytime if a dark side character loses advantage before they get to score a critical hit, they get taunt as a tank. So Zombie, you kill Zombie, it just comes back with taunt. Like you cannot get rid of Zombie.
And if
taunt.
it's not
Unless
just if you kill it. Even if you like cleanse the taunt, it just gets taunt.
Comes right back. Yeah, there's no way to get rid of it unless you kill Daka and then Zombie stays
buff
there.
Immunity could do it too.
No, because when then Zombie dies, it comes back.
Right. Well, it could temporarily.
Very temporarily.
Yeah.
So the only way to beat it really is just to hammer with AoEs until you can kill Daka.
Or
the whole
use
time.
Jedi Knight Revan to mark somebody.
Sure. I don't have one of those.
That's what I had to do. The first time I fought it, I didn't have Jedi Knight Revan on my team, and I was considerably cheesed off. Since then, I think I've fought him once or twice and beat it because Jedi Knight Revan's in my regular squad now, so it's not an issue. But
they're not top in the arena. It's like in the 30s. Usually we see them, but I think Madagascar, I think the guy's name is.
Maybe.
But this last time around in Territory War, we faced I don't want to say a wall, but we faced a lot of those. And it was just, I looked at it and I was just like, I don't need the extra Zeta that bad.
Well, yeah. And if you think like a Galactic Legend team has to be special tailored to beat that. It's not like you can just bring in a GL and win. If you bring in a GL and your team comp is a little bit off, you're going to lose. Not like you might, but you're going to lose.
Especially with a Zeta Daka, because she just gets healthier and healthier every time you kill that stupid zombie. And, Supreme Leader is a pain to kill to begin with.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe you could fracture the zombie, but then you got to be careful you don't kill him.
Yeah.
And it's just a pain. It's just a big pain.
It is a very big pain.
So now that I've told you all about it, if you hadn't heard, please don't do it because it irritates me.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, maybe I should do that.
So let's talk about Arena a little bit. The Galactic Legends, Grumpy Old Luke and Super Sheev, they're out there now. And
last week you said you beat handily. You dominated the Jedi Master Luke.
I wrecked his face. Yeah, and I've done it a couple times since too. I've never seen him get his ultimate. I've fought him several times with an ult, but I've never seen him pull it off. So that's good because I've heard it's nasty. But, you know, it's interesting because Luke taunts, and in my opinion, I look over at the other team, and I forget the exact comp that I go up against, but you look at all these other guys, I think it's like a Jedi Knight Luke and a General Skywalker, Hermit Yoda, and General Kenobi, maybe something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Jedi Master Luke is taunting. Now, all of those characters are problems in some way, right? Mm-hmm. And I look over there and see that taunt, and I think, well, yeah, I want you dead, Jedi Master Luke. Like,
right.
I'm not trying to avoid you. I really need you dead. It's very important that you die now. So, I mean, I guess, you know, it'd be nice to whittle away some of the other guys first or something, but I don't fight it. I'm not trying to like Jedi Revan my way to someone else. Just hammer down Luke.
It's almost at the point where it's like Houndstooth, where it's like, I can't avoid it. I'm just going to beat you down anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
What's interesting, I thought it would be kind of better if they'd given him almost like a minor Old Ben rule. Because the whole idea is like he's protecting everybody else, right? He's buying them time. Mm-hmm. That's the point of the kit. That's the point of the character in the movie. Where like if he gets his ultimate, amazing. But if he dies first, then maybe he would give a lesser version of that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because he still kind of accomplished his goal. I mean, and that would make sense. But I don't know. Are they going to increase his ultimate charge? I mean, or just let it be and.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, and we were talking in the DOP chat before you hopped on tonight, but we were kind of talking about comparisons and who can beat whom in the Galactic Legend world. And it turns out, like they all have a place. So like I beat both of these guys. Great. I can beat Kylo Ren. Awesome. But it's not guaranteed every time on any of them.
Well, and they can beat you, right? It's a lot of who's attacking with a lot of it, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you look at Palpatine, my understanding, because I only have Rey, right? But my understanding is Palpatine takes care of Supreme Leader Kylo pretty well.
From what I've seen, it's more of he works well with Vader than... Mm-hmm. It really being much to do with Supreme or Sith Eternal Emperor, but I think there are not enough people who have Sith Eternal Emperor comparatively for there really to have been a. This is something I wanted to talk about. I was like, what's the best team? And I don't think there's really been one coalesced around him yet.
Well, you look at Rey. What's the best team? I mean, you can say there's some that are more common than others, but. It's not like there's one team that is clearly
but there's a couple of you got a couple in the mix, right? But there's just a lot of variation with the Eternal Emperor thus far. Like I haven't seen it. I don't have him yet, obviously.
So I fought a Sith Eternal Emperor, beat him.
Oh, yeah.
And that just happened today. I saw it and I thought. Normally, I see a new team that I've never played, and I kind of run. I want to read about it.
You get scared.
And and I want to, check out some strategies on Reddit or on YouTube or something. Go into the battle knowing what I'm doing.
Listen to people who know what they're talking about.
Right, yeah. I didn't do that. I just said, whatever. Let's go have some fun.
2020, Sean, you know what? Just live life, man.
Yeah.
Let it rip.
It worked out. So
that's unusual for this year, though.
I know, really. I mean, it came down to kind of like Jedi Luke, how Jedi Master Luke, he has his taunt up, and you say, "Okay, cool, I'll play your game. That's how this fight's going to go. I'm going to beat you first, and then I'm going to beat up all your friends." Right? So with Sith Eternal Emperor, it's exactly the opposite, where he puts deception up on everyone, and you can't attack him. You're like, cool, you know what? I wanted Darth Sion dead too, so I'm going to beat him up. And after that, whoever. I just picked them all off, and it came down to Rey versus Palpatine. And once Rey is in a one-on-one, her ult is going to drop somebody. And the Palpatine had full health, full protection, and I got her ult off, and it just wiped him out.
He didn't have his ult, though, did he?
Yeah, he did.
I'm going to say he had gotten it off, though, or no?
Yeah, yep, he did.
Interesting, okay.
Yep, I was terrified, but nothing much happened. I just
killed him. Did it look cool, at least?
Yeah, it looked pretty good.
Pretty good. That's...
The animation was good, but then after that, it's just like, oh, you're just an old dude in a robe, chilling over there.
That's my life goal, as they say. Yeah. An old dude in a robe chilling over there
with bad fingers, right? No, he had good fingers at that point, right? Yeah.
There's the episode name right there. Good fingers.
Not that good. Not that good.
Better fingers.
Sheep fingers.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
You get a 5-piece.
We record this show late at night, but we're recording extra late tonight, so it's we're both a little loopy from this. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a bit of a rock paper scissors, and then I feel like Rey doesn't excel at taking any of the three down, but she can. So she, I have learned to manage Kylo, and sometimes that fight gets away from you. There's some RNG in there, and it just isn't going to happen. Cool, I get that.
I'm still, maybe I really need to revisit my mods. I don't know how people are just wrecking Rey with their Supreme Leader. I just don't.
Yeah,
it probably is all to do with my mods because I'm bad at
that's probably a big part, because I've noticed the really, really fast Kylos I have a big problem with. Because a lot of times they'll just go and delete my Revan before the battle starts. And that really stings.
That does sound ideal.
I mean, another thing I was thinking of, actually, this was on that Jedi Master Luke comp when I fought it the first time. Jedi Knight Revan was one of the folks over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I remember looking at the lineup and thinking, if someone would have told me even a year ago or 2 years ago that I would look at the enemy team and that Jedi Knight Revan would be the least of my concerns over there, I would have smacked him in the mouth, There's no way. But when you got General Skywalker, Jedi Knight Luke,
mm-hmm.
and Jedi Master Luke, and then maybe Hermit Yoda? I don't remember. But yeah, Jedi Revan is not my chief concern. I need to deal with these other bigger problems first. And that's wild. So anyways, that's the state of Galactic Legends in Arena. They're doing well. They're showing up. Jedi Master Luke more so than Super Sheev, but they're both still kind of finding their footing there, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And like you said, I feel like we've talked about how Jedi Master Luke, his team is basically the Rey team that exists in Arena. No Rey, sub grumpy old Luke. And it works, right? Sheev is a little more interesting, like you said, with comps. It'll be neat to see what kind of shakes out of that. I was very surprised when I fought him to see Darth Sion with him.
Well, Sion's one I've been looking at too.
Yeah.
But my first instinct when I looked at the kit was all tanks and just taunt with everybody to let him get his ultimate.
Yeah.
Just keep the heat off of him for long enough. That didn't work out against the guy you fought, so I don't know.
Yeah.
how well it's
But
be.
I mean, that was AI too, so you never know, because
it's true.
Something like that. I suspect that who you use your link on is pretty important.
Probably the biggest thing is to not link the Galactic Legends, and the AI might do that.
Mm-hmm. So I can't remember. I know it linked General Skywalker.
Seems decent.
And I mean, they got rid of him in a jiffy, but Rey.
Well, as we mentioned, though, the important thing happening today, second most important thing after this podcast, Mandalorian episode 1 for season 2 came out today.
Yeah.
We have not seen it yet, obviously, but we know we're getting 2 characters from season 1, as the videos told us. What?
Well, 3, sort of.
2.5.
Yeah.
2.25. What? I was thinking, what other characters would you wanted to see from season 1 still coming?
I want Tracy Ullman.
Oh yeah, I remember her character name is though. What would she do? She's just a mechanic who holds on to the baby.
No, I actually, that would be, it's a terrible idea. I don't know. I mean, we've got Grief Kara. So, I mean, you've got like the biggest main crew, right? Obviously,
it'd be
Moff
side
Gideon.
characters.
Obviously, Moff Gideon.
Right.
I mean,
That'd be
come
ideal.
on. The man holds a darksaber. You want it.
There's something that got a good bit of screen time in this season 1, that is still, I think, a glaring omission from the game.
I'm curious because I have another one loaded. But what?
Scout Trooper.
Oh yeah.
Like,
for sure.
How is there still not a Scout Trooper? Give me more troopers. There's no they show flame troopers in here.
I was thinking
still don't have those.
The armor.
The armor would be amazing.
Like a light side Wat Timber, which I guess Hermit Yoda sort of kind of is.
No, you saw that scene where she wrecked those stormtroopers.
Yeah, that's true.
I want her like she doesn't need a lightsaber or a vibro axe. She's got 2 hammers.
Yeah,
I can't even think one's like a welding stick or something. But yeah, she'd be amazing. But like the flame trooper and the scout trooper seem like why not?
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool and give me more troopers.
And Werner Herzog. Give me Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does. I don't care. It's Werner Herzog in my
I know what his motivation is.
Right.
He wants to see the baby. There's all kinds of characters. The problem is it's so episodic in a lot of it that there's not, like all the scoundrels he hangs out with.
Ming Na Wen. I can't remember her character, but
she was cool.
That could be cool.
The same one with Tracy Ullman, same episode. Yeah, there's a lot of characters who I would love to see, but when I recently complained to one of the devs about certain characters not being in the game, and they said, well, what would you want them to do? And I said, oh, shut up, they're cool.
I want them to be in my game. I thought I was clear about that.
I would like to collect them. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, the 2 troopers, I still feel like Flame Trooper, I get it, all right? I mean, they've been in Battlefront. They've been in now. I mean, the First Order Flame Trooper was in the Force Awakens, but now we have an Empire one. The Scout Trooper not being in the game because they have it. The model's already in there, right? Because it's an enemy in some of the other things.
Yeah,
I'm sure the kit is trash that they use for the PvE.
Sure.
But I want it.
Yeah.
And they won't give it to me.
It looks cool. I mean, honestly, when I was a kid, my favorite trooper design was probably Scout Trooper. I thought it just looked, that was an awesome helmet. It's very cool.
Yeah, I wasn't really into Stormtroopers as a kid. Ironic.
Yeah.
I mean, they would be really cool to have all the different like patterns of the Mando armor when they come to save him on Navarro.
Sure.
Like the dude flying with that, like the Gatling gun. Like,
yes.
That would be amazing.
Is that the one that was voiced by Jon Favreau?
I honestly don't know.
I think it is.
That'd be cool. So, I mean, I'm very excited about season 2. The previews looked amazing. This portion of the episode is going to be extremely dated in a week.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Little did they know. We know very little. Sure.
So, but that does bring me to the next question on the notes here. And it's not the meta report because ain't nothing changed.
Yeah.
What are you grinding?
I have moved a couple people into my favorites, and then I moved them right back out.
It's a favorite shuffle.
Some of those characters that you think I should have a better Thrawn, but
you put the Admiral in, you put the Admiral out.
That's exactly right. So I've pared it back down to just the grumpy old man Luke. Grumpy old Luke, his requirements, and that's about it. So, for gear, I've got them all up to 12, except all the ones that I'm not done with are up to 12, except Backpack Chewie and Mon Mothma, because you gotta wait.
Yeah.
I finished Lando. So he's up to Relic 5 now. That's as far as he has to go. I've made some good progress with Jedi Knight Luke. He was gear 12.4, I think, last week. Mm-hmm. And now he's at Relic 5.
Oh, wow. So yeah, you went hard at that. Really, which is not surprising. It's a great character. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's getting there. A couple more, and he'll be all set. Old Ben, 1 piece away from 13. Biggs, 1 piece away from 13. I got a few to go on Wedge. The Y-Wing, 13 out of 85. Like it's going to fall into place, right?
It takes time.
It does so much. I did put a Zeta today on Old Ben.
Oh, okay.
So I forget the name of it, but the one where if his taunt expires, he just gets another taunt.
He's just handing out taunts.
Handing out taunts, man. What else? Next Zeta, probably his other one. And the reason I just, super exciting. The reason I decided on that was I was looking at my light side territory battle teams. And he's one that I need. So I begrudgingly thought, well, another Zeta is a good thing. So, and his other one seems like probably would have been smarter to do first for territory battles, since it's when he dies, more bonus things happen. And that's kind of the catalyst. Like we've talked about before, how in a 4-phase node, getting through the first phase is often the hardest part.
Right.
So once if he goes down in flames in the first phase, his bonuses he gives for dying, if those are bigger, then cool, good. That's worth it. So that's about it. But yeah, I was looking at those. I was thinking about L3, trying to relic her. It's not part of any chase or anything, but she's on my defensive Ray team for Grand Arena.
So yeah, she's good. I've seen that on the defensive Ray team.
So a couple people bounced into my favorites and they bounced right back out because gotta focus, gotta do it. What about you? Who you grinded?
I similarly put some new folks into my favorites, like I intimated earlier. Sith Empire Trooper and Scion. are two characters who I had not worked on at all, really. So I started throwing gear at them because I'm mostly done with gearing my characters for Sheev. It's mostly just signal data at this point. So I took Sith to Empire Trooper all the way to 12. And Scion's at 11. And I had enough gear for one or the other to go to 12. And I pulled the trigger and did Sith Empire Trooper for reasons unbeknownst to anyone.
Yeah. They're both good. So.
Well, and that got me to thinking, if I'm bringing Scion up, the two characters who I have neglected horribly, and that's the old triumvirate, right? Traya and Nihilus being the other two. They're like gear 8. I'm not even 100% sure my Nihilus is actually at 7 stars.
Oh, wow.
And with one of the things I've seen, one of the teams I've seen with Sith, with Super Sheev, includes a Traya and a Nihilus.
And the one I fought had Scion, so
right.
There's your triumvirate.
I mean, there's some of the best like Sith characters out there outside of the Old Republic ones, or the Darth Revan teams.
Sith Empire, yeah.
So that's one, yeah. So I haven't started working on them yet, but they're on deck. I'm giving it serious consideration.
Yeah, that's solid. I mean, even myself with no Super Sheev, I use those guys. They're great for wiping out some relic bugs or something. I mean, there's a lot of problems they can solve on Grand Arena. So
yeah, for sure. It'd be nice to have that in my pocket. But as far as the race to Sheev, with his good fingers,
reasonable
good
fingers.
They're okay. They're fine fingers. I decided I had been kind of stockpiling my signal data a little bit to try and get one of the big ones done. And then earlier today, I was like, no, I need to win. So I just finished Tarkin and Maul.
Oh,
they're both. Neither of them had any relics yet. So I got Maul to 4 and Thrawn. I'm sorry, not Thrawn. Tarkin to 3. So they're done.
Nice.
They're done. And I can forget about them forever.
Yeah.
So that leaves me with Anakin. Needs to go from 5 to 7.
That's a hub right there.
Oh, Dooku's done. I don't know why I didn't mark him up yet. Dooku's done. Sidious has got to go all the way to 7. He's at Sidious and Marauder are both just at gear 13. They need to go all the way to 7.
Oof.
So I've got, I got those two to go to 7. Anakin from 5 to 7, and then my 2 that I'm still grinding. I got Le Petit Admiral, Admiral Piet, was at 46 out of 65 last week. Got him to 23 out of 85, so I made some good progress there. Similar progress with my TIE Bomber, who is at 37 out of 85. Now it's 64 out of 85. My goal is by this time next week to have that done. 20 shards in a week without really going, doing 1 or 2 a day. Very, very achievable.
It's doable.
Very achievable.
And something tells me you got more than a week.
Until what? Until I'm done?
I mean, if you don't get it done in a week. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Goal setting and staying on track is not my strong suit, like, in life.
Yeah.
This is the most laser focused I'm at in anything, and even this is a relatively recent development.
Yeah, really. Before Galactic Legends,
I was all over the place, man.
You had no focus.
That's not true. I had my Empire project.
Yeah, I had. No, I shouldn't say you had no focus. Yeah, you just had weird focuses.
When your laser's just shooting out at the wall, you're like, well, I mean, it's a focused laser at least. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at. I got a lot of signal data to grind.
Yeah, and those the stupid Relic 7.
It's brutal.
I hate it.
Brutal.
I hate it so much.
My assumption is I'm gonna get Anakin next. Because I've got Sidious, Marauder, and Anakin, and Anakin's already at Relic 5. So I'm just gonna get that out of the way before I even mess with the other 2.
Yeah. You need a big win.
I just bought Sidious's Zeta. I heard people needed it in the thing, and frankly, it's a cool Zeta.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, it's Sidious. So,
right?
Like,
he still has one of the coolest looking abilities in the game.
Yeah.
And I have the Zeta mats. I had like 140 or something like that. Not the most, but enough laying around that I could buy one that I'm probably going to need anyway.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of when I'm going to start saving up for old Luke. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want, there's things I want, like Ben. I'm relicking him and doing all this work. Like, I'm gonna throw the Zetas on him. I'll do it. Mon Mothma, probably. I don't know. My POW's Gear 8, and that's just a thing I don't want to deal with at the moment.
Well, my problem is too. It's like I'm gonna have a Relic 7, Sidious, and Marauder.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find something to do with them.
Yeah.
Right. Like I can't just let those fools sit there on the bench.
I don't use Sidious for anything, but I use Marauder on my Treya team.
That sounds right. Yeah, a lot of people do the Triumvirate, Marauder, and then the Empire tank.
No, I do Triumvirate, Marauder, and Wampa. I'm telling you, because I use them for fighting bugs.
Yeah, no.
Wampa does that AoE days, and then in case the match was getting away from you, he's got it.
Yeah, at that point, any kind of AoE days just wrecks bugs so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I would like to do. The problem is that Vader now has so many uses.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my head, I'm like, oh man, I can make a pretty okay B team focusing on dots and everything with it. Maybe put Sidious on there.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's just so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. I'll figure out something to do with him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard with characters like that. Like, what team is going to be lucky enough to score Darth Vader?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, the Supreme Leader counter I've seen using Sheev involves Vader, but he's just so good. He's just behind a Palpatine lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. I gotta find something to do with those dum-dums. I'm thinking about getting my Sith assassin up to. She's pretty mediocre at best. And just kind of go all in on these old Sith. Because my Sith, frankly, before this, were limited to any Empire Sith that existed.
Yeah.
Being any good, so.
Any thought to, I guess, the $1 million grind? Any thought to going after Revan and Malak at this point? I know that's a lot.
That's a lot of dead air as I actually consider this question. Ask me again when I'm done with Sheev.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. That's a lot.
It seems so daunting, but after having plowed through 2 Galactic Legends, it probably wouldn't feel as daunting.
No, remember, I didn't have a lot of shard grinds for either of those characters, though.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot.
It was all gear. I skipped all of it. And for Malak, you need Jedi Revan too, right?
Yeah, you do.
That ain't... Let me pull this up real quick.
And they got to be strong, too, for the Malak event. I
believe the word is strong.
That's no joke.
Old Republic. Let's take a look at my Old Republic. My T3, Zalbar, and Mission are good. They're Gear 12, all of them.
Okay.
Basila's at 5 stars. Canderous, 3 stars.
Oof.
Karth, 3 stars.
Yeah.
Jolie Bindo, 3 stars. Jahani, 3 stars.
Oh boy.
So let's see where the old Sith Empire is at too. Sith Empire. Okay, HK, Gear 12. Marauder, Gear 12. My Sith Empire Trooper, now is Gear 13. Or Gear 12, sorry. Sith Assassin, 7 stars at least. Nasty Basti, though, 3 stars for Bastila Sean.
Pete. Yeah, that is going to be an undertaking if you end up on that road.
Undertaking is an understatement. Because I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters to take from 3 stars.
Yeah.
And like 2 to take from 5 stars. At this point, is it worth it? You know?
Yeah. It's going to be tough to say, especially since you'll get Super Sheev, and then how mandatory is it that you actually build that team out optimally when you have a perfectly good slicker? You know, it's not like that's your only hope in Arena is Super Sheev. You know?
No, not at all. I mean, Supreme Leader has been holding, and I haven't really been putting a lot of effort in. As long as I stay in top 50, I haven't cared very much. I feel like I kind of have to take on a light side project after this, though.
I feel that way. I feel the pull to the dark side myself.
Well, because like after doing 2 Dark Side Galactic Legends, I mean, my Empire and my First Order, primo. You know, Sith, getting there.
Well, you've got the General Skywalker that you'll be landing on soon, and then
I have a Padme team, and I have a
501st. Yeah,
totally. That's about what I have, though.
Yeah.
So I mean, the idea of maybe going for Jedi Revan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a grind, though. And they're all single note. There's no Cantina energy fools in there.
Yeah.
So I'd have to pick a pony, but I don't think. I think I let that ship sail, and I think I have to watch it go on and float into the horizon.
Instead of swimming out to it and trying to catch it now.
I cannot abide 5 hard node grinds.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Well, you know, like I said, or like you said, I'm sorry, maybe Jedi Revan instead of...
That's 4 of them, though.
Yeah, well, it cuts a little down, doesn't it?
A little bit.
No, that's not 4. You said you've got...
Canderous, Karth, Jolie, and Juhani are all at 3 stars.
Jolie, you just need Jolie, Bastila. I think just Jolie and Bastila.
I don't need those other 3?
No, those are for Darth Revan. Canderous, Karth, Juhani, HK, and who else is Darth Revan? Oh, Nasty Basti.
Okay. I could probably... And Bastila's already at 5 out of 7. Maybe I will go for Jedi Revan.
Yeah.
But that begs the question. Who's going to go with? I guess my General Kenobi's pretty good. It's Relic 3, I think.
Sure. Yeah, you could put something together. Throw Grandmaster Yoda. Is he any good? Or?
I think he's Gear 12.
Yeah.
An accident. No, I think I was using it with Padme for a while.
That's something. You know.
And maybe I got a little... I'll see what kind of stew I can pull out of that. I hate that team so much, though, so I don't know if I want to build it.
Yeah.
I hates it.
I get it.
Filthy Alvinses.
It's pretty obnoxious. Well, that's all we got for you this week. It may not be the best advice, but at least we didn't recommend waiting around for a bonus episode.
I mean, we didn't recommend it this week. We may have recommended it last week.
Galactic War Report is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Learn how to become one and get access to our Discord server at patreon.com/Galactic War Report. As always, big thanks go out to our Sandcrawler level supporters, CT1980, Devin Doctorman, John T. Kusenik Jr., and SWGOH.GG. If you like what you hear, please consider showing your support with a rating and or review through your podcast medium of choice. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Force and RNG be with you.